We sailed overnight to St. Martin and arrived just after sunrise on the Dutch side of the island at Simpson Bay.
The island is split between France and the Netherlands, which makes it the smallest area in the world to be divided into two countries.
Standing on the edge of the famous runway where the planes just literally come straight over your head, so we're waiting for something big to come through and do that for the first time ever. So keep a watch, we'll show you what it's all about.
We were anchored just around the corner from the famous Mahal beach, where the end of the runway is separated from the beach by a small road.
People come to this beach not to sit or relax, but to experience the planes flying above your head.
The safest place to be when one of the big planes take off is in the sea under the water. The first time a Boeing took off, we stood directly behind it and we got peppered by sand and grit. It was painful. There were lots of crying children. We videoed from a distance when the next Boeing took off.
There was a huge carrefour in Simpson Bay, which was perfect for provisioning. We did 2 dinghy loads of shopping. Crossing the Caribbean Sea. We are almost in Aruba. It's taken us 4 days and 3 nights. Spotted land. Whereabout?
Right over there.
So we're just at the point of Aruba now, the southern tip if you like, and making our way around the corner. It's quite blustery, sea state's a little bit lumpy. Hopefully we get in there with some daylight sort of us. That's our biggest concern at the moment. Once the sun's down, entering these anchorages is that much more of a challenge. So we've got the last of the lights here, so a bit concerning, and we may have to stay a little bit offshore this evening, worst case scenario. See you later. What you cooking? Probably an hour and a half. Aruba. We're sailing down the shore of Aruba here. We're now a bit more sheltered than we were earlier, as we're in the lee of the island. One of the best sails in the lee of Aruba. It's really fantastic. Considering what we've just been through, the lumpy seas beforehand, just before we rounded the point, this is magic. Okay, so this is, we're still just sailing up the coast of Aruba. We've seen Kilauea now on the AIS, and we're having an amazing sail. It's one of the best sailors, doing 10 knots here, and don't want it to end, but sadly it has to. We need to get the anchor down and get some good sleep. So it should be there in, quick look, next half an hour. Touch wood. Yeah, I've got that on the chart. That's perfect. And I can see the buoy actually floating here in the water by the looks of things.
We ended up having to come in the dark, which is always tricky when you're trying to see the navigation lights against the shore lights.
Aruba is a very popular island with big shopping malls and large hotel chains.
We didn't stay in Aruba for a long time as we needed to leave for Colombia in good weather.
Goodbye Aruba. 10th of March, decided to leave Aruba and make our way down to Colombia, Santa Marta. So safe sailing, 22 knots of wind to 25, doing about 8 knots, having a great sail. So that looks suspiciously like a watch pattern this evening. So that'll, well, for the next couple of 3 days really, I guess. No? And I just wanted to actually show you the ginormous tack we're putting in here. So I'm going to just show you on the chart what we're doing. We've left Aruba and we're essentially heading northwest away from Colombia, and then we're going to tack back down again towards Santa Marta. That's Aruba over there. We've got a ley line running up here to waypoint Santa Marta. And from there, we're going to tack down to the next waypoint just up here. And again, just harden up a bit, and we're going to head down to Santa Marta. Okay, recording, just to let you know what's happening in here. Cooking again. What have we got there? That looks like pasta and there we go, that was just a cup falling out of a cupboard, which is not unusual. This is the view out of the galley.
This area is known for its very strong winds. However, we had the perfect downwind sail. We managed to have the spinnaker up for most of the way and even left it up overnight.
Some serious chef cooking going on here today. How's the fishing been today, guys?
Awesome, but not awesome. We
Why?
lost 4 lures, but they were massive fish.
They were massive fish.
And we lost our favourite lure. It was like a rainbow lure, and it had. I told you, Dad, to put on wire trace, but
You did. You did. Your daddy didn't listen. It's half-filled squares.
you need to add it so you just add it all together and then it'll split it in half.
Well, no, just the 26s, because they're the ones that are half.
Sadly, school even takes place at sea.
Sailing at night is better with a full moon. In this case we didn't have one and it was pitch black.
Arriving in Colombia, 20 miles off the coast. We spotted land a few hours ago.
You are?
And we're nearly there.
Are we?
And there's a great big ship passing in front of us. It's getting a lot busier now around here in terms of shipping. And we should be there in probably about 3 hours. Welcome to Colombia, Santa Marta.
Sailing vessel Santa Marta Bay, sailing vessel transing Santa Marta Bay, Santa Marta for control.
Santa Marta Port Control, this is Mokara, go ahead over.
How many people on board? How many people on board?
There are 4 people on board, repeat, 4 people on board, over.
Question, do you have any sick person on board? Do you have any sick person on board?
There are no sick people on board, I repeat, there are no sick people on board, over.
Whilst at sea on this crossing, the coronavirus had rapidly spread throughout the world. We were blissfully unaware, so when we arrived in Santa Marta and they were asking us if there were any sick people on board, we were rather confused. Before we were allowed into the Marina, we were boarded by 2 doctors who asked us questions and checked us over. Once they were happy that we were all healthy, they allowed us in.
Hello, we're currently in Colombia in Santa Marta Marina, and we're just about to head up into the mountains to Minka, and we're going to see the coffee plantation. It's going to be really cool.
idioma, coméntenme cómo les fue allá. Bien. Oye, ¿dónde está metido? Puente Mayor, ¿está ocupado?
We got to see all the different areas of Santa Marta on the way.
Minka is a trendy small town located high up in the Sierra Nevada mountains. Its streets are lined with cool restaurants and eco hostels.
Look at those guys.
The only way to get to the coffee plantation was via motorbike taxis. The boys loved it, but I was terrified.
But life can be this good. I would launch 1,000 ships just to be about your lips, till the multitude sail away, just to see you every day. Oh my days.
I knew you'd like that.
Life is wonderful.
La Victoria Coffee Plantation is a completely self-sustaining farm which runs on water power from nearby mountain streams.
It was interesting to hear that all of Colombia's premium coffee is exported. If we wanted premium Colombian coffee, we were more likely to find it in Waitrose back in the UK than in Colombia.
I think this is a setup behind those two. I feel like there's going to be trouble here.
So we've just done the coffee plantation up here in Minka, which has been incredible. And we're pretty much up in the jungle now. We're walking for, what, an hour and a half back down to the village of Minka. And the scenery is fantastic, so we're really enjoying this. And look forward to seeing some more of Colombia. It's an amazing place.
We decided to walk back down into Minka rather than call the motor taxis again. We took a detour to a very cool local swimming spot with pools and waterfalls.
Keep going.
The hostels in Colombia are not as we know hostels. They are trendy, comfy, but super cheap places to stay.
Santa Marta is the oldest city in Colombia. Santa Marta's streets are full of colour and vibrancy. There is art around every corner, and every restaurant and bar is so well designed. It's an artist's haven.
Sorry.
At night, the city comes alive with street performers and music.
Estamos demasiado feliz, sigue improvisando que esto viene es obvio. Santa Marta en el parque de los novios. Sigo rápido rápidamente que esta vaina que el mundo es liso. Y usted no está bien contento tomando mojito. La pasa bien happy, igualmente crazy. Happy, 100% crazy. Oh.
We spent more money on tipping the fantastic street performers than we did on our meal.
Cheaper than cooking at home. Little did we know that this was to be our last outing for a long, long time.
The next day, they announced the lockdown.
From now on, we were only allowed within the Marina boundaries.
Due to the cost, we only stay in a marina if we are doing repairs, need fuel and water, or for safety. As we were not allowed to leave or go out to anchor, our planned 2-night stay turned into 2.5 months.
We felt so lucky to have experienced Santa Marta pre-COVID-19.
If you are interested in seeing how we kept busy during lockdown, look out for our next episode.
We'd like to thank our first 2 Patreon supporters. Your help really makes a difference, and we hope that you feel part of our adventure. If you like our videos and would like to support us, please take a look at our Patreon page. The link is in the text below. Your support will help us buy better recording and editing equipment, and it will also help us continue on our adventure.